I'm going up. Okay. The housing yes. Having drink.
Yeah, there's seats up here in the front as well. Feel free to come along. Don't be shy. All right. Yeah, come along up to the front. That's okay. All right, so good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to our afterwork event, AI and Personal Branding in Recruitment, How Talent and Technology Connect. It's really nice to see all of you here tonight. I also want to give a shout out to those who are joining us on the live stream. Welcome. And yeah, we're here to explore how artificial intelligence and is reshaping maybe the way that we present ourselves and how recruiters discover talent in this fast evolving digital world. Before we dive into the panel discussion, I'm happy to introduce two of our community partners who are helping to make this event possible. So I'd first like to invite Melissa Arni-Harden from Espoo Talent Hub, who will share just a few words about their mission and connecting international talent and opportunities within the region. So.
All right. Thank you, Lauren.
Over there.
Over here?
We got the live stream.
Live stream, yes. So this is good. All right. Good evening, everybody, and hello. I'm not sure which camera to wave at, so I'll just wave just in case to the both of them and wish everyone a good evening. Well, welcome to Espoo and welcome to Otaniemi, which is the heart of the Finnish innovation and technology ecosystem, the place where the kinds of innovations that the world needs are born. Like I said, my name is Melissa Arni-Harden. I work as a senior advisor in the economic development unit of the city, and have the pleasure of working with a team who is helping to put this event together. And our office is actually just across the street. Maybe 200 meters, Espoo Talent Hub. If you haven't been there yet, follow us on LinkedIn and join our other community events as well. My personal background is actually, my educational background is in humanities, but I've had the pleasure of working in the Otaniemi region for about, 15 years at least, and kind of like having an interest in how the human mind works and how people, how cultures meet, and combining that with things related to technology has been kind of like an integral part of my working life. So I'm super excited about this evening's topic, how technology and talent, how humans and technology come together. So I'm really grateful for the Vietnamese tech community. There he is. So I'm super grateful for this opportunity to work with the Vietnamese tech community to bring this event to you. And without further ado, I think I will give the mic to the next person and wish you all a very fruitful and interesting evening around this super interesting topic. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. Next, we'll hear from Luc Duong from the Vietnamese tech community, which is a dynamic community of Vietnamese developers based in Finland and dedicated to fostering knowledge, sharing, and professional growth in the technology center. So, Luc, would you like to come and say a few words? Oh, okay. Surprise. Yeah, welcome, Kang. Yeah, come on up. Maybe you want to stand closer to where they can see you.
So, hi everyone. My name is Khang from VTC. I will represent VTC Vietnamese tech community in Finland to say some first word about our event today. So, we are Vietnamese tech community. We are trying to bring more values in tech for our tech cheese in specific and hopefully for everyone in general. And then this is our first collaboration with Espoo City, like Espoo Talent Hub. So I can hope that we can have more collaboration in the future. And then this panel discussion, we hope that we can bring more values to everyone here, so we can hear about the experience from our great guest speaker here. They have a very solid background on their career, both in tech and talent acquisition. Thank you.
Thanks, Kang. Okay, so I think we're ready to move into our panel discussion. So first of all, I'm pleased to introduce our moderator for the evening, Jenny Le, who is a student and a new talent who will be guiding us through this conversation with curiosity and energy, I'm sure. So welcome, Jenny.
All right, thank you for the nice introductions. I'm Jenny, really nice to see you here today.
All right, and of course, our fantastic panelists. We have Tony James, who is a talent partner at AlphaSense. Yeah. Kwa Nguyen, head of software architecture at Virta. And finally, we have Gianluca Lindberg-Curci, career counselor at the City of Espoo's Competence Center for Highly Educated Immigrants. All right, let's get started. And thank you again, everyone, for being here.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Jenny. Welcome to AI and personal branding in recruitment. How talent and technology connect. I'm Jenny, the host and moderator for tonight. This event is brought to you by the Vietnamese tech community in Finland and Espoo Talent Hub. The purpose for the event today is we will explore three main themes. First, how to build a standout LinkedIn and personal profile. Second, how to connect with employer and collaboration opportunities. The third one, and also the last one, how AI tools are changing recruitment for both talent and HR. First of all, we will have the quick introduction from both Tony James. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. Mic check. There we go. Hey everyone, I'm Tony James. I work at a company called AlphaSense, which is an AI market leader in business intelligence or market research. I'm just a humble talent acquisition specialist though, and my role really is to, I don't like to say it, but act like a bit of a gatekeeper between candidates and the hiring managers. And Koa here is one of the hiring managers that used to work at AlphaSense. To give you a bit of background on me, I've been in recruitment for probably about 14 years, and I started my career in sales, then transitioned into recruitment. I've been a talent leader. I'm now just a talent acquisition specialist, and my role really is about sourcing and connecting the best talent with our leadership team at AlphaSense here in Finland. I look after recruitment here in Finland, but I also do New York, the US, Singapore. At AlphaSense, we tend to relocate a lot of talent from around the world. So the AlphaSense office is a bit of a melting pot for different cultures. We've got around 50 different cultures in the office. I'd say probably 3 or 4 of my recent placements were from Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia. So I have some experience helping, I would say, people much like yourself. And that's about it for me, really. Oh, I'm a gamer as well, so I love computer games. I've been vibe coding for like 6 months. If any of you here are real engineers, maybe we can have a chat about that later, but looking forward to having a conversation with you all after this.
And this is Khoa Người In.
Hello everyone, my name is Khoa. I'm from the small company called Virta, managing the charging stations for electric vehicle. I think you see like a lot of stations here in Finland, but also it's most of the country in Europe and also spreading to Asia. I'm the head of software architecture, and I always consider myself as a generalist, so I'm not good at anything, but can just know everything a little bit. For my experience, I've been 15 years working in different kind of organizations, so both like NGO, startup, small scale, and then like scaled up. So kind of been through a lot of like different role, and then being a hiring manager chair for so many different company and positions. So kind of understand more like what different scale of corporate they're looking for, and then the needs of different corporate, different teams, but also what we are looking for from the hiring manager. So my goal today is actually to just help everyone to be well equipped during the hiring, during the interview. For myself, I also passionate about leadership, like development and coaching. So that is my passion, and well, that's all about me.
And here is Gianluca Lindberg Cucci.
Yes. Hi everyone. Nice to be here and nice to see so many people. I usually see a lot of my clients as I work here at Counselor in all the events, so nice to see a lot of new faces as well. Been in Finland for 6 years. Worked in several roles. I started customer service, then I worked as a team coordinator. There I did some recruitment in customer service, and then I moved to tech recruitment for a bit. And then my current experience is in Koske, which is the competence center for highly educated immigrants, which is a team of employment services, and we're also part of the Espoo Talent app. So I work daily with job seeker, with highly educated foreigners with different backgrounds, mainly from IT, business, engineering, but also other fields. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, thank you, Tony, Khoa, and Luca. So let's start with our first topic, how to build a great LinkedIn profile. So let's start with our first question. Let's choose Khoa. Okay, so when you look at a LinkedIn or CVs, what make a person stand out to you?
I think this like is gonna be challenging because like as a hiring manager, normally I need to go through like a lot of CVs in a day, so maybe around like 100 CVs. So what would really help me is like to look through the application or like the CV. If it go through CV, then it's highlighting what is relevant experience to what we are looking for. And then also, I think like we are like really interested in the project that you are doing, not just like the task, and what is the result of your participation in that project or that company. And I think that is the same thing in your LinkedIn, especially if we see that you give more details about your experience. If you don't have experience, that's fine. Just give also your project, your portfolio, and I think like also the recommendation or the testimonial from other people about you, like your peers, about your manager. I think that's also really help about telling who you are.
Oh, that is interesting, and I love how you show the balance between the skill and the attitude. Somebody show up themselves on social media like LinkedIn. What about you, Tony? What is your point of view?
Yeah, so where I differ to Khoa probably is I have to look at nearer to 500 to 1,000 CVs in a normal day, let's say. And I was saying to Khoa when we were having a conversation earlier, like if I'm honest, probably 50% of the last 20 hires that I made, I didn't look at the CV until it was time to make an offer just because I needed their address for the contract. I tend to make more of a decision based off the LinkedIn just to have the conversation and of course the conversation. CVs are important. I'm not trying to tell you not to do a CV. You need to put effort into doing a good CV because a lot of recruiters will look at the CV, But me personally, I'd much rather see a good LinkedIn profile. So like when the CV comes, I'm looking for the LinkedIn profile at the top. Give me a link to that, and then just make sure your LinkedIn has case studies, recommendations, a little bit about you. But as far as the actual CV itself, I like to see, if you're in engineering, I like to see what tech stack you're working with. Generally, I'm looking for good tenure in your roles, so like not lots of short stints. That's like a recruiter trick. We're looking for people that tend to stay in their positions 2 years or more. 2 years to 5 years, maybe a bit more than 5 years, can be a red flag, not always. But yeah, I'm looking for that, and I'm also looking for achievements. So rather than just like a list of what your duties were in the role, because more often than not, the job title tells me what your job was. I'm more interested in what you achieved. What were the outcomes that you managed to achieve? So yeah, that's part. And put a profile picture on your LinkedIn. Make it as close to on your CV. Make it as close to a LinkedIn profile as you can. But not everybody likes profile pictures on CVs, but I like it. So I might be a little bit different.
I think I like the profile picture too. That is something very, like in front of everything, we gotta see the first. Okay, what about you, Luca? Let's go with the harder question for you. Okay, so what are some common LinkedIn mistakes you see?
Well, let's start from the basis. I mean, I work with a lot of different people, come from a lot of different countries, and not in all the countries LinkedIn is a thing. So first thing is have a LinkedIn profile. The second thing is the use of LinkedIn. Many people use LinkedIn as a job board. Well, I think Tony made a great point that he cares more about LinkedIn than CVs. And as he said, might not be the case for everyone. Pay attention to your CV, target your CV. A lot of recruiters will look first at your CV, but LinkedIn is an essential tool, and using it only as a job board or as a copy of your CV might not be the best use of it. It's a great tool for networking. It's a great tool to show your value, show your story. Some common mistakes, yeah. I mean, it could be not using it its best, or having very old picture, as we were saying, or no picture at all. I mean, we can start from the very small things, like a good headline, a good about you, a good story there, achievements, as said, but then go a bit deeper in the use of it.
Okay, so every single social media platform, they have their own culture. So for you, are people like international people, they have their own culture, and how do they mix that with their career path, and then how can it show, like how can it be combination in their LinkedIn? What do you think?
It's a very good question. I think most important thing is to be yourself. I mean, you don't have to give up your culture. I see maybe like sometimes for clients the fact of like, I have never worked in Finland, so that's a negative thing. But you worked abroad. You bring something that other people don't bring, and that's part of your value. That's part of what you can add. So that's definitely a plus and not a minus.
Okay. What about you, Tony? What do you think about this question?
I think I agree with what you were just saying. I hate to see people talking about politics on LinkedIn. And like, we've probably all been there. You see a lot of politics on LinkedIn, and like, I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, I got this. But you just don't do politics on LinkedIn. Is like the main thing. Everybody has a religion. Like, I have a religion I follow. I'm sure some of you do too. But I just don't talk about religion or politics on LinkedIn. I keep it strictly, not professional, because I do like to have a little laugh and a joke. Sometimes I comment things that I think other people will find funny. You should probably try and keep it more professional than I do. But yeah, no politics, no religion is the best advice I can give there. Yeah. But you can, like, I'm a fan of religion, but just not on LinkedIn.
Okay, Khoa, do you want to add any comment on this, or?
No, I don't think I can add any more valuable here.
Okay, yes, I agree with you. So we have talked about how LinkedIn should look, and let's see how to turn that into a real opportunities and connections. All right, so now Khoa, this is your turn. What makes a candidate catch your eyes?
Actually, I think if we look into the funnel, I don't know if like you can have the funnel here. So here, yeah. Because I think this is like more valuable. Maybe like also we can look from the point of view from first. You need to go through the like profile screening and then go to the hiring manager. So in order to get to me, it already get past the the talent acquisition. So it's like Tony here. So maybe at first like if you can do like in that direction.
Yes.
So sorry, what was the question?
Okay, so what catch your eyes?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a big dog lover, so if anyone has dogs like that, like whenever I remember this guy connected with me, and his profile picture was him and his dog, and like I did my profile picture the same for like 6 months because of that. So like again, don't put a picture of you and your dog because I'll be the only one that connects with you. But I think the main thing that I like to see on a LinkedIn is good use of the real estate you have there. The LinkedIn profile is your first opportunity to sell to people, and if you're not putting on there projects, if you're not connecting GitHubs, if you're not posting about things that you achieve, then you're leaving cash on the table. Like you really need to make the most of it. Within every job, there's a part on here which we'll go through in a little while, but within every job you can add media. And when you leave that company, just put some slides together of some of your achievements and stick it on that part of your profile. I'm a big fan of collecting recommendations. I think I asked you for one, and you might have given me one, but you might still owe me one. Always ask for recommendations from your colleagues, from your customers, from anybody that you do a good job for. I tend to pre-frame it before I even do any work for someone. I say, listen, if I do a good job here, can you give me a recommendation on LinkedIn? So like, I'm really bad for it. I've got like 100 of them now. I'm collecting them. I recommend all of you to try and get recommendations from people, and then you can feature them at the top of your LinkedIn profile, and it just adds a lot more value than a wall of text can, because they're real people and it's real endorsements.
Thank you for the answer. What about you, Khoa?
And then for me, I think because once the profile already handed over to me, then I have like less profile and I can need to pay more attention to the details of the CV or LinkedIn. So what really helped me is that maybe a bit like tailor-made the CV toward the job description. So I already know what I'm looking for, and the best thing is I can see that the highlight of that experience or that project that relevant to that job description or the skill that I'm looking for. Then also maybe some kind of like personal touch is about like, normally I rarely like look into the cover letter, but like the cover letter is something that you, if you want to add the cover letter, that's fine, but then you should make full use of that in a way that make it very, very short, but make it so that I understand why you want that position and why you are suitable for that position. So make it something that say something different that your CV cannot tell about you. So I would love to know you about that you are interesting people, like an interesting person. You have a reason why you want to be in that position and why you will be the best candidate for that.
I totally agree with you. Besides, we can say like cover letter, but also that is the motivation letter, show who you are and the personal branding. Luca, how do you think about that? Like, because now in the AI era, when everyone can use AI to generate their writing, so how do you see the difference between somebody who write it by themselves, or what is the difference between AI using and they are using?
Yeah, you can spot AI, and I think we all agree on the fact that you can spot AI, and I've seen a lot of CVs and cover letter that look exactly the same, and they say the same things in the same exact way, and then the person writing them thinks that you will never realize because they're smart enough. But and that's the same for recruiters. Like when you send your documents that are copy-pasted from ChatGPT or Copilot or whatever other tool, you're not giving your value. You're not giving your human touch. You're not giving your human side of the story. It's not your story. I use AI every day. I use ChatGPT in my work. I use ChatGPT when I applied for jobs, of course. And I encourage my clients to do it, but to do it in a smart way. They're great for generating ideas. They're great for example, I remember last time I applied for a job, I put there what I wrote in my CV, what I wrote in my cover letter, and was pointing out that my motivation was not strong enough. And I was like, that is true. So use it in this way, but also always be human the same way you want recruiters to read your CV and be human from the other side.
Tommy, do you have any comment on this?
Yeah, I think probably up until about a year ago, if someone put the effort into doing a cover letter, I'd be like, oh, that's good. Like, oh, nice. Now, every cover letter is just a big old wall of text, probably GPT, let's face it. So I was saying to Cara and I were talking about this earlier, and I just think, when I see a cover letter, I want to see one sentence or two sentences. Hey, I think I'm really good for this role, here's why. And here's why I might be different to most people applying for the role. Let's just have a quick chat, or whatever. If it's like tiny amount and it looks like they've written it themselves, I'm far more inclined to be impressed than if there's a wall. Because if there's a wall of text, I'm not reading it. Honestly, I don't have the time. So, yeah, that's what I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
CVs need a shake up as well, because all CVs are the same.
Yeah. So for the CV, the motivation letter is very important. Keep it you, keep it authenticity, and then write your real story, being honest. That is very important. All right. All right. So how can a people connect with the employer on LinkedIn, Luca?
That's another good question. What I see a lot again from clients is just adding recruiters, just thinking that if they connect with recruiters, then opportunities will come to them. Maybe Tony can confirm if that's not not the case. Also, most of the time, recruiters will recruit if there is an open role. So contacting recruiters, adding recruiter, asking for jobs will almost never give you any result. So the focus should be on building genuine connection. So of course, the more, like if you find something interest from a recruiter, from a hiring manager, from someone from another team, whether an article, an event you've been together, like sharing that, adding them, writing a note about why you're adding them, maybe because you read something from them, maybe because you talked to them, that's already something more. But of course, LinkedIn, networking, personal branding, everything like this is a long-term activity. It's never like I had a person and I will be successful tomorrow and they will give me a job tomorrow. So everything needs to be taken with the mindset of like I am building something for the long term, and connection will not serve me now. And also think when you connect with someone, what can you give them? Think of the value that you can give them, and not just the mindset of I will get something from them. And that something will come back at some point.
Okay, thank you for your sharing. So we have talked about the human connection, and let's explore how AI is changing the hiring process.
Okay, so recruiters are using AI every day, whether it's for analyzing CVs at scale, whether it's for note takers. Sometimes you might join an interview and there's some sort of note taker there. They're then putting a transcript of that conversation into AI to summarize things. They're also using it to create job descriptions, and like every part of the recruitment process, AI has some sort of impact. But what's really important for you guys is getting past the AI algorithm and going direct. Like in my opinion, going direct to the recruiters is a really good tactic, but it's how you do it. So I was approached by someone a few days ago and they just said, "Hey Tony, can you help me? Do you mind if I ask you a question?" Really short message. I'm not going to ignore it. It hasn't taken me long to read it. So I just said, yeah, sure, go ahead. If I had more messages like that, I'd be very, very busy. But that was a really good approach to me. No AI included. There were spelling mistakes in it. So like, it seemed real. I thought I'd give this guy the time of the day. But as far as AI goes, for people looking for a role, there's lots of ways you can use it. But I think the most important thing it's treating it like you're a salesperson because you're selling yourself, and naturally that you're going to have to knock on a few doors, send a few messages. Something I never really get, but when I do, I always have a conversation, is a voice note on LinkedIn. So I don't get any text, I get a voice little audio thing. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to this. So I recommend sending voice notes, videos, presentations. Like when I want a job, I don't even apply. I put together like a 20-page presentation on why I should get the job, and I send it to everybody in the company, and it doesn't always work, and maybe that's a little bit overkill, but you can do presentations and share them directly with hiring teams. It will definitely help you. I think that was the question, right? Did that? Yeah?
Yes,
Cool.
that's right.
Start talking.
No, thank you so much. You're sharing a lot of. And then what? So as you are, can AI make hiring fair or more biased? What do you think about that?
I think if AI isn't used in the right way, there will be bias. I don't think AI should ever be making decisions, ever. I think that you need the human element, but I think naturally it's just going to happen, especially the bigger companies. I think a company called Workday had a big lawsuit recently. I probably shouldn't talk about it, but there was AI involved there, and I think they were making decisions with AI. I think it's par for the course. It's going to happen. I think the most important thing is companies don't lose the human part of recruitment. Yeah. Yeah, does that answer?
So, which AI tool, change your transformation, your recruitment process?
The guys that own this company are going to love me for saying this, but it's a company called Bright Hire, and it's just an AI note taker essentially. It joins your interviews, it sits in there, transcribes the whole conversation. And this is probably an important thing for you guys, because if you're doing your interviews in English, sometimes it doesn't get the transcription right. So if you notice there's a note taker in the interview, don't be afraid to just slow down and make sure you speak clearly, because you want all of that important context of the interview to be pulled through on the other side. So we use that to transcribe the interview. It's not making any decisions for us, but it's making it a lot faster for us to take the notes from that conversation and share it with Koa, for example. There are companies using AI agents to do interviews, and I think that is the future. We're not there at Alpha Sense yet, but who knows? I think it's par for the course at this stage.
All right, thank you for your sharing. What about you, Hua? Can AI help manager understand candidates' skill better?
Yeah, I think one of the benefits I see it is that during the interview, when the AI join the conversation and also take notes, so that actually I don't need to take a lot of notes myself. It's just more like personal observations, and then I can also pay more attention to the characteristic of the attitude, something that could not be transferred during the conversation or by verbal, and that is more important. So kind of having more personal connect or personal touch to that candidate. And that also I think it's really important, so like the manager now have like more free time to understand the candidate, and which mean that you as a candidate, like I would like when I come to the interview and I have like the candidate that is full of energy, then it's really interesting. It really make my day, because I have maybe like 7 or 8 interviews a day, and that's really, really exhausting. But just one candidate that is like really bursting, and that really make my day, and that I will remember that candidate for sure. So I think that's something that I would recommend also when you come to the interview, is that being true to yourself, but also show that how interesting you are. Don't just like try and be there to satisfy all the requirement in a job description, but build a connection with the hiring manager, because the hiring manager at the end of the day, they want to recruit somebody who they like, to kind of like build a connection with.
Yeah. Okay, so what are the risks if the company rely too much on AI? How do you think about this?
I think at least so far from the tech point of view, with AI, we see it as a tool, but also we see a lot of kind of like shortcoming, a lot of like issues with it, so that if we rely too much on it, like definitely I think like the company lose the branding, the awareness, the human touch in that whole recruitment. Also they just don't know that what they are like getting anymore, because I think everything was decision by the machine learning that is like built based on top of a lot of common practice, but might not be the right one for that particular company.
How do you think about that, Tony?
Well, I think if we all rely too much on AI, we'll all forget to just think and do stuff for ourselves in the long term. I think there's pros and cons of it, right? It gives us more time to do the things we want to do with our time rather than the laborious manual tasks. But I think if companies become too reliant on it and there's like a solar storm and all the servers go down, you'll have no one that knows how to do recruitment anymore or how to do the actual engineering. It's probably the biggest challenge if the servers go down and everyone's a vibe coder. We'll be in big trouble. So I think over-reliance on AI is a big problem. But like there's pros and cons, so it's important that you use it. And I think in terms of like the job market, in maybe 5-10 years, there's going to be maybe 3 types of jobs. There'll be like the service industry, there'll be people that can build AI, like write the code that is AI, and there'll be people that know how to use AI. And that's the only jobs you'll find out there. So you need to start learning to use it.
Okay, Luca, how can people use tools like ChatGPT, the most popular one nowadays, to or like summarize or to analyze it wisely?
You mean like in the job search or?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, of course, there are different use. Analyzing job ads, for example, try to find relevant keywords that you can use in your application. Of course, you can check your CV and cover letter and rely too much of it. For job interviews, they're great for preparing for job interviews. We were discussing before as well. If you give if you give ChatGPT the role that they play in the company, and then that you have an interview in the job ad, then of course they will give you a list of questions, which can be very useful to prepare. So it can be used in different stages, of course, of the job search. It's always important, as they were saying, to use it as an assistant and not just replace everything you do.
Yeah. All right. So let's find out how candidates using AI without losing their authenticity, or like, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share a story. So we had a candidate recently, literally in the last couple of days, like a rock star mobile engineer, and like he did really well with me. No GPT involved, just a good conversation. Then he went to the hiring manager, got like a strong yes from him as well. Like everything was perfect. Then he went to the team stage, and he had like some sort of layer of GPT in front of him. And as the questions were being asked, the GPT was answering the questions to him in text in real time. So that he was just reading the answers that GPT gave him. And he got pulled out of the process because it was clear that he was doing that. So like, I think it's important that, like you said, use it as a tool, but never get it to do the job for you like completely, especially in the interview process. If you're reading from GPT in a meeting, like you lose that human element instantly. So the best way to use it is before an interview, give ChatGPT the job description, prompt it to say, hey, you're the recruiter at this company, here's my CV, let's do a Q&A, help me prepare, give me a list of questions. And you can do GPT's voice mode, which is way better than just the text. And yeah, you can say, be really tough with me, ask me the tough questions, how did I do? Like, you can just create a career coach to help you pass these interviews. And if you spend enough time doing that, that's far better than reading from a script.
Yeah. Okay, we have talked a lot about the CV, the LinkedIn profile. What about the project? As a tech guy sit here, they have a lot of project belong to this, like the profile when they apply for a job. So how you use AI to scan that, or how do you know what is the difference between like the real project or the one using AI? Or is that even better if that person, is that candidate can use the AI?
So was the question, how important is it on the LinkedIn profile if they've got stuff that's made by AI?
No, like
Okay.
even they show the project. Now we like the project.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so if they share a project
Yes.
and it's all done by AI,
Yes.
I don't care if it works. And you'll probably have a different answer, maybe the same, but like the technical round of an interview process, let's say, if you use AI to do it, fine, but you need to really understand what the AI has done, so that if an engineering manager or whatever asks you a question about it, you can answer that question without the use of AI, for sure. I don't really care if someone's using AI or not. I think you need to know how to use AI. I just think it's way more impressive if you've done it without using AI. So maybe if you didn't use AI when doing your project, just tell people, hey, this is no AI. I think that's more impressive than someone that has used it. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is, can you do the job with AI? Yes. It's just a little bit better if you can do it without AI.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, I think for me, the project is actually quite important. One of the key things I actually want to understand and from the candidate, especially during the interview, is that what is the impact or what is the purpose of that project. So it got more interesting to see the candidate being really proud of that project and tell me about like what it changed or what kind of like purpose, even though it might be completely purposeless to other people or useless to other people, but to the candidate that is really meaningful, and then that's actually really important. And I think nowadays like everything can be done with AI, maybe badly, maybe very well. Well, I haven't seen anything that's done well with AI yet, but it's fine. But I think you need to understand like you are the one who control that implementation. You want to understand like how what is the architecture behind the scenes by us, an engineer or a tech interview, and then see also what are the point of improvement. And then I think like I see a lot of people who have like no portfolio at all because they are so busy with their work and they have work-life balance. I think that's fine. Then you just tell me about your past project. Also, again, you need to be very proud of your project, about your real contribution, and then just tell me like how it changed, how it impact the performance or the reality. Or if it failed, you should also take ownership of that failure and then be proud of it and say, okay, we did the failure and then what I learned from that.
Yeah. What about you, Luca? Or how do you see the project that somebody using AI, or do you prefer they are using AI or not?
Well, I don't think I have more to add than what they said. But I like very much what Tony said about you need to be able to explain it. It doesn't matter if you use AI, but then again, AI comes as a tool. So you can use it as a tool and you're able to explain what you do. I feel like maybe the overuse of AI can kill our brains. Like if we rely too much of it, then we don't have any more critical thinking. We cannot explain things. We take everything for granted. So that's where it comes to the ability to, again, know how to use it.
All right, thank you. Okay, we have talked a lot about tech, hard skill. What about the soft skill? Let's start from Tony. How do you see the soft skill when you start the process?
Yeah, I think like half the challenge when you're interviewing for a role, at least half, is like you can be the best person in the world at the actual technical skill that's needed for the job, but if I can't have a conversation with you and vibe with you, if you're not a likable person, I'm going to favor someone who's maybe a little less skilled than you, but is a good person, is likable, all of that sort of stuff. So I think one of the most important soft skills is being able to let your hair down and just have a conversation. I think far too many candidates, when they're in an interview, particularly engineers, they feel like they're being questioned by the police and they're very stiff. And I try my best to be really chill and, hey, this is informal, let's have a chat. But some recruiters aren't like that. So I think a really important skill is to learn is to be able to just have a chat with a stranger without feeling nervous. Like, who cares? Like, if they don't like you, they don't like you. But try to be nice. But yeah, I think that answered your question. Soft skills like conversations. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's give it to Khoa.
Yeah, I think that is, at least to me, during the hiring manager route, I think that's one of the key thing I'm looking for. So for the tech side, it's more like a checklist. Okay, if the candidate know this or that, or experience with that. But then the most important is that whether I can see that candidate to be in my team or not. Will we kind of have the good synergy with the rest of my team or not? And normally I kind of have three kind of like checklist or kind of like principle. So it's like hungry, humble, and then smart. I think also we use that in ampersand. So we just mean like hungry, so somebody who kind of eager to learn, want to learn, and then I think that also a really good attitude is that you kind of being curious, and then there's a lot of things that you want to know, but also I'm kind of curious, I'm interested in knowing what is your current interest, current project, current learning, what kind of like directions you want to go to. So see you not only today, but also what we want to build in the future. And the next is about humble. So at least for me, even though I'm a manager, I always trying to recruit people who are smarter than me. Okay, that's actually quite easy because I'm not that smart. But then that's the thing. I also kind of like would also mean like you like over project, you being a really strong key point in the project, but also you see that how I need to see that how you support other people, and then how you being the team player in the company or in the project or an organization. And the last one is being smart is also meaning that like you know your way out, you know how to reach the goal. You have like maybe not, you don't know everything, that's fine, but you know how to get there, and you have the leadership to drive yourself to that goal. I think that another thing. So as a manager, I'm lazy. I don't want to handhold people. I want to get people in. They may not know everything, but once they start, they know how to get there. They know like how to learn. That I think that's the most important, especially when I recruit junior positions. I'm solely look into the attitude, how they learn, how curious they are.
Yeah. Luca, do you want to add something?
It's always difficult to add something after them.
Maybe some soft skill that you see.
But yeah, I think what I said is very important. Of course, there are jobs. It's also interesting because, of course, there are, like one might think that in more technical jobs, soft skills are less important, but still, they are. So that's a good reminder. Of course, in other jobs, if we think, I don't know, communication, marketing, customer service, soft skills might be more relevant, but still, you have to work in a team. So that's definitely something to take into account, and something that people also need to take into account in job interviews. Sometimes I do mock job interviews, and the person can be very experienced, but then maybe the way they approach the job interview is a bit of a red flag. I remember when I worked as a recruiter, I was shadowing my first interview. It was for a software engineer with a colleague, and the interview started with a person. My colleague asked the person to introduce themselves, and they were like, "You have my CV, you know everything about me. This interview is for you to tell me why I should join your company." And I mean, that might be an extreme case, but still, it's just like your soft skills are zero. No, like attitude is very, very wrong. So, yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be not just only the balance between hard skill, soft skill, but also the attitude and the vibe. Is that right? So, Tony, do you want to comment something in the vibing when you see a profile? Talk to that person.
Yeah, like every recruiter's different, and I'm probably one of the less serious recruiters that you'll meet. I spend most of the conversation in any interview just having a chat, whether it's football, games, what sort of stuff I'm building with AI. I'm really just trying to figure out, is this person easy to talk to? Because if they've got through to an interview with me, more often than not, I've seen they've got the skills, they've got the right sort of profile on face value. I'll ask questions like to figure out if they are good at what they do, but most of that conversation is just having a chat, like I said a minute ago. There will be the standard questions I need to ask, but I just want to have a good chat with people. Some recruiters are terrible and they'll just have 10 questions and it will be like a police interview sometimes. Just try to remember it's not like a police interview. But yeah, soft skills, humble, hungry and smart for sure. Super important. The humble one is important because it's about, like you said, like you're joining a team and people want to work with people that they like, and at the end of the day, an interview process, large part of it is a popularity contest, and as much as you don't like it, like you need to be liked if you want to get the job. As much as we may or may not like that, it's just the reality of it. So be nice. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to say something more? All right. Okay, so before we wrap up, could you give like one piece of advice for job seeker in 2025?
Yeah, maybe I can start. I think also being in a lot of like process, both like from both sides, like job seeker as well as like hiring manager. I could say one thing is that I think, of course, when you're looking for a job, consider it as your full-time job, which means that you need to spend a lot of effort, a lot of time in like preparing the applications, sending the CV, and then doing the research. But at the end of the day, because also right now at this time, the market is really favor for the employer. So there's a lot of applications. So you might not receive the good results as much as you invested in, and this I think is fine. It's not because of you, it's just because right now there's a lot of other really great candidates, and sometimes maybe just one candidate that is better suited than you, not because of the skill, but maybe because of the personality, because of some specific experience that's more relevant. So don't think that it is because of you, but just like keep the motivation, and maybe also if you keep doing the same thing and it doesn't work, maybe change and adapt and then try it again.
It's never been easier to put a bit of extra effort in and go the extra mile when applying for a role. I see a lot of applications where someone's probably just used some AI tool to farm their CV out to 100 companies. They haven't tailored the CV. The cover letter thing, like if you send a cover letter and it's just a summary, like, but if you've put the effort to put a cover letter in, whether it's a GPT or not, it doesn't matter. You've gone that little bit of an extra mile. But it's never been easier to put together a presentation on Canva. Maybe 5 or 6 slides. Doesn't need to be too pretty. Try and make it a little bit pretty, but just send companies a little bit about you, why they should hire you, why you want the job, and why is now the time. 4 slides. And send that directly to the recruitment teams. It's the best thing you can do, honestly. It's never been easier to do that with tools like Canva. Just going back to what you were saying about rejection. Again, it's a bit like sales. You're going to get a lot of rejections, and the trick is to turn every rejection into a win in any way you can. And the easiest way to do that is to ask for feedback. As long as you're not confrontational, like a recruiter will always give you feedback. And if you just say, level with me, be as brutal as you want, just give me some actionable feedback, they will always do it. Well, I would always do it. They won't always do it, but I would always do it. But always ask for feedback, 100%, and just keep going. You need to persevere is the main thing.
Yeah. Thank you. What about you, Luca?
Difficult to choose one. One thing I always tell my clients in this labor market is to diversify the job search. And in Finland, there are 96% of companies who are micro companies, which means they have between 1 and 10 employees. And I see everyone always competing for the big names because those are the ones publishing the jobs. And everyone will apply for the same job, and almost everyone except one will get rejection from them. So my suggestion would be to diversify, reach out directly to company. Very good idea, make a presentation. If I can do some self-promotion, I have a couple of colleagues from where I work, a podcast called The Career Cast, Finland Edition. It's on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. And we have had a lot of episodes about different topics related to job search. And also there we talk of hidden jobs and reaching out to employers. So a lot of diversification as well.
All right, thank you so much for your sharing. So now is your time to have the question. All right, guys, do you have any question for our panelists? Okay, let's start with the lady here.
How can we show ourselves? Would be like.
Can you start again?
Sorry. Hey, my question is, how should we show our soft skills? Should we like include them in somehow in cover letter or CV?
Show what? Sorry. How should you show what?
Soft skills. Include soft skills.
Yeah. So.
How can we show them?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's a good question. You need to get the conversation to show your soft skills largely. Or you can send a video. I know nobody likes to record themselves. Send an audio note or a video and just be sincere. Like you just find the recruiter on LinkedIn and just record a nice 10-second, 20-second message. Record it 100 times if you have to before sending, but just come across sincere and polite. That's probably the easiest way to show your soft skills before you get the conversation, and it will usually lead to a conversation. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got when I was in sales was, if you ask people to help you, they'll always try to help you. So in your message, just say, hey, I'm looking for some help. Can you help me with this? Can you advise me on this? I'd really appreciate your help. Then ask your question. That's a good piece of advice, I hope, for you guys. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, well, I think, well, what I usually recommend is, of course, I mean, people put them in the CV. Some recruiters don't like them. I've read some posts on LinkedIn about it's useless to list skills. Of course, I mean, they don't tell any of their words. What I usually recommend is to give examples in the cover letter. I usually don't like, for example, to see a long list of, I am great at communication, great at problem solving, I'm great at this, and then like, give an example. Like, what is a problem that you solved? When did you have some great, I don't know, teamworking skills? Give an example of teamwork that you have done, and what was your role, for example. But I mean, again, I think one thing I've learned in these 2 years is that everyone will have different opinions. Like I've talked with many recruiters, and I mean, Tony's a good one. But as he said also, there are a lot that are not good ones. There are a lot who might not answer your messages on LinkedIn at all, might not give you feedback. So it's also important to realize this, that people are just people, even though like we call them recruiter because they're recruiter, but they're just human beings as anyone else.
So the next one is
Yeah, thank you so much for all the speakers. I got like so interesting takeaways about using like smartly ChatGPT, because I'm doing that. I'm not like relying 100% on ChatGPT. I kind of prompting and like let like ChatGPT ask me questions, then based on the answers I move on. And also I'm like posting on LinkedIn. So my question is about the importance of hidden job market here in Finland. How to post on LinkedIn? Should I more focus on personal stories or more professionally on going on trends and building project? What is like the most interesting and grab your attention as recruiters to see on LinkedIn? Thank you.
Yeah, I've got on my slides here, tell stories. I prefer projects personally. Like if someone's done something that they're proud of, like you were saying, and you're excited about something that you've built or something that you've worked on, that's way more interesting for just an average Joe to look at. Except, oh, this guy's excited about this and he's done something cool. I find that way more interesting than this morning I bumped into a homeless person and I gave him 10 euros and it turned out he was a CEO. Like, I don't like that sort of stuff, but if you've got like a genuine story where it meant a lot to you and you've added value to someone or someone's added value to yourself, cool, but just build cool stuff and share about it, or learn cool things and share your key takeaways from it. But just show that you're excited about stuff is a great way to show your soft skills as well, by the way. Yeah. Does that answer?
And also my question is more of technical professions, like
Okay.
someone is outside of technical.
This is more
for
for
the project.
Yeah.
Technical. You asked for tech outside non-tech.
Oh, non-tech. Okay. Non-technical. So I do sales recruitment as well as technical. So same sort of thing, you know. You're not building stuff, obviously, if you're not technical. So maybe talk about some of the, like if you're doing networking, like networking events are great. So maybe talk about some of the people you met at networking events and use it as a chance to tag them. Hey, had a great conversation today, went to this event, learned this sort of thing, met these people. Just gives you a good opportunity to link into their network. So, does that answer your question? I don't know.
That's the problem is my question.
No.
Yeah, because when I mean like technical, it's more of someone who is not into software engineering.
Yeah.
More of development of stuff.
Yeah.
More of like, for example, for sales, project management.
Yeah, okay.
Outside, where they are not working, but they are looking for jobs. So you can't like build something or work on something.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you're not building something, then maybe just talk about the things you're learning. So make a post about something that you've learned recently that's added value to you, and maybe if you see value in other people learning whatever it is you're learning, doesn't need to be engineering or AI or anything, but just posting things that provide value is the most important thing. And it could be any sort of value. It could be, hey, learn this, it will help you do X, or look at this company, they're doing something that's really cool, or it doesn't really matter what it is, but just try and provide value in your post. It's probably the best advice I can give there. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just wanted to add that, I mean, even if someone, for example, is a job seeker, there are also other ways to work on projects. If you're a project manager, whether, you know, it's office, volunteering, or if you're in marketing, you can also have marketing projects that you can show on your profile. So I think it's also a bit of the mindset of where do I use my skills if right now I'm not in a job, and could be for a previous job if you have previous project, or also learning, definitely.
As a recruiter, do you refer transferable skill to local experience or vice versa? Because like many immigrants move to Finland like us, we are in the middle stage of career. We have many experience in our home country, but we don't have any experience in this market and in those industries like tech or gaming industries. We are like in the dilemma. Like if we apply for the junior or first entry level, like we are overqualified for the job. But if we try to apply for a bit senior job, we are not qualified for them as well, because they want us to have specifically experience in their industry in Finland.
In the local country, yeah. That's a problem.
And even like I already had 1 year working for one startup in Finland, and I also have some volunteer project to support startup. But for startup environment, they don't have a lot of budget to do like diverse activity. So like the achievement that I had is not really like quite outstanding like what I have in my home country.
Yeah. It sounds like you're on your so when you move to a new country, I've done it a few times. I've lived in Australia, the UK, Spain, now here.
Yeah, we need your advice with the good directions for us to focus to search for the job, junior or senior level.
Yeah.
What is better?
If I'm in the position where I'm not being considered for the role because they want local experience, or what, it could be any number of different things, particularly when you're looking at the senior roles, the most common reason I would imagine you're not getting selected is just because there's a lot of candidates and you're competing with a lot of people. So like, my advice would be start on the junior. If you can get the junior role, as much as you might not like it because you're overqualified, but if you can try and get the junior role, do it. Prove your value and then progress with that company if you can. And if you can't, it's just a case of perseverance. You'll have days where it feels awful, you get rejected. I've been there. I've looked for jobs and been rejected hundreds of times. They're tough days, but you need to roll with the punches and just keep fighting and keep trying. Eventually you'll get the job or a job, and then when you do get that job, make sure you get value out of it. And what I mean by that is smash it. Try and stay there as long as you can, 2 years max, 2 to 3, and get stuff that you can talk about. So get outcomes, get achievements, stuff that you can take on to the next company and build those skills again. Even if you've got those experience from before, rebuild them here and take that to the market here. But it's tough. I know it's hard. Yeah.
I try to mix my application among junior and senior position,
Yeah.
but in one career sections, one hiring manager shared me the truth that in their company policy, when they see a person that has more than 10 years of experience in that role, they will reject for any first entry level.
Yeah. If they say that, you should say, no, sorry, I've got 8 years. Sorry, I lied, I've got 8 years. But that's a good point, actually. So if you're starting to see that maybe it looks like you have too much experience, you look young. Just take some of the old experience off and just pretend to be junior. Just forget maybe the first 10 years or whatever and say, look, I got 6 years. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to take stuff off your LinkedIn or CV, to be honest. My early part of my career, I was a job hopper. I'd get bored. 6 months, I feel like I've learned everything. Next job, 6 months here, 6 months there. I don't know if AlphaSense know this, but I took off 3 or 4 roles from my CV and LinkedIn because I'm 37 now. I've had hundreds of jobs. So don't be afraid to remove stuff from your CV if you feel like it gives you a better chance. But yeah.
But will we still keep that on our LinkedIn? Or
You can remove it, or try it. Remove it for a bit and A/B test it. So apply to 10 roles with less of the early career, and then 10 with the full shebang, and then see what works best for you. But it's worth trying different things for sure.
Hey, I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions, and I have someone here who would like to ask.
Thank you. Thank you for the discussion. I was aware that you mentioned you had changed your business or your career once slightly. My question is that if someone wants to, for example, I've been in one field for more than 10 years and study and working together. I want to change slightly towards technical field and AI and these things. How should I reflect this when I'm looking for a job?
I think that's actually really interesting. We also been jumping around. Before I was during in the middle of my career, I also was in the business and logistics. I also a job hopper. So I think quite key important is that kind of you highlight that experience, how it relevant to the skill or the requirements in the job description that they are looking for, because I think the manager will not do that, so you need to spell it out. How is that experience relevant, or then help to to be successful in that position? I think especially maybe in the CV or might be in the cover letter. The cover letter here is more the key, that how you transfer that skilled experience to that new position.
So right now I'm trying to transition a little bit away from just everyday recruitment to more of an AI lead type role, building AI workflows for companies. I've got on my LinkedIn AI, what have I got on there? Gen AI, innovation and talent acquisition. I'm actually just in talent acquisition, and I am building Gen AI workflows for the company. It's not part of my remit. So a lot of that stuff I've done in my own time, demonstrated the value in it to my employer. I said, we should try this. And then now that we've implemented some of that stuff, I can say, hey, I've done it. and I haven't fully transitioned to that role yet, but I'm building experience in my current role that's relevant for that. And what you said is absolutely right. Like, if you can demonstrate the value to the business of whatever it is you want to go into, and just start doing little small side projects that are relevant to the direction you want to go. If you're at a good employer, they'll support you with that, and they'll love that you're bringing more value to the table. And if you're at a rubbish one, then you can just go and join someone else that does value that stuff maybe. But yeah, definitely spend a lot of time, free time, working on stuff that you're passionate about. Yeah.
Well, I fully understand you, because I also switched careers. I was in customer service and I went to tech recruitment. What I did there was to talk with people from the field to understand what actually the role was about, so I could reflect in my CV. I put my transferable skills first in my CV instead of my experience. And then, of course, you can use also, we were talking of LinkedIn. Cover letter is very important to explain why are you changing. That's a tool to expand from your CV. So if you have a clear direction, CV could tell it, cover letter could tell it, your LinkedIn could tell it. Also, as Stony was mentioning, hobbies, project, courses, anything that show that you're actually moving towards a different direction rather than I'm applying for just another job, because that's always the risk when someone reads the CV.
All right, I think that's all the time that we have for questions. But I would like to thank our panelists and our wonderful moderator for joining us today. It's been a really insightful discussion, and thank you guys so much for sharing your insights and your takeaways. I hope that you all have some good takeaways from this discussion here. So yes, round of applause. On behalf of the City of Espoo, we have some gifts for you guys. Yes, thank you. Oh, not this time, sorry. Public sector. Could we put the QR code back up? Yeah. Participants, we would kindly ask you to leave us some feedback on this after-work event. We're always looking to further develop and improve on the events and services that we bring for you guys. So we want to hear from you. What did you like? What could be improved? What did you think? So it takes just a few seconds. And in the meantime, panelists and moderators and organizers, we'd like to take a little photo together with you guys on the stage. So, we can do it.
Do we stand? To change the slide back to the first slide so we can have the picture?
Yes, we can do that.
And also we can just tell our networking after this one. Our networking after this one.
Yes, I will like mention to them. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll stick around.
Yeah. So we'll take a group photo with our panelists and organizers, and then we wanted to invite all of you guys to come up to the stage to take a quick photo if you'd like to be part of it and kind of show off the community we have here. And after that, I promise that there's still some time for networking, there's still coffee and tea and some snacks available, so do join us. And if you guys would like to come up to the stage and take a quick photo also with everyone, more than welcome to. We'll do like a group community photo. So yeah, feel free, jump up.
Yeah, we're gonna take a. Okay, thank you. Let's come together. We can take a pictures of all of us. Yeah. Let's go to the stage. Livestream cái đó rồi.